I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw those words. We found her. By morning, everyone at Ericson knew about the message. Nobody talked about anything else. Some wanted to leave, some wanted to stay. Some wanted to pretend nothing was wrong. That never works. Fear spreads faster than walkers. I learned that a long time ago. The school felt different, smaller somehow, like the walls that used to protect us were suddenly too thin, too weak. I spent most of the morning checking the perimeter. AJ followed me. He always did when something was wrong. Neither of us said much. The woods were quiet, no footprints, no broken branches, no signs anyone had been there, and somehow, that made it worse. When we got back, Maya was sitting alone outside the dorms, watching everyone, watching us. I sat beside her. For a minute, neither of us spoke. Then I asked the question I'd been asking myself all night. Who are they? Maya stared at the ground. I don't know. I almost laughed, not because it was funny, because I knew it wasn't true. Nobody looks that scared for no reason. Nobody runs through the woods half-starved because of strangers. She knew something. The problem was, she wasn't ready to tell me. Before I could ask another question, AJ appeared. He handed Maya a piece of bread. She smiled. A real smile, maybe the first one I'd seen. AJ sat beside her, talking, joking, acting like everything was normal. For a second, I remembered the little kid who used to follow me everywhere. The kid who thought everyone deserved a chance. Part of me was glad he never lost that. The other part worried it would get him killed someday. Then Maya said something that made my stomach drop. They don't stop looking. AJ looked confused. I wasn't, because I knew she wasn't talking about walkers. She was talking about people, and the way she said it made me think she'd been running for a very long time. The rest of the day felt normal, at least on the surface. People worked in the gardens, others repaired sections of the wall. Life at Ericson kept moving. It always did. But underneath it all, everyone was waiting for something to happen. That night, I couldn't find AJ. At first, I wasn't worried. Then I remembered Maya. I found them near the old greenhouse, talking, laughing. For a second, it felt strange. I couldn't remember the last time I heard AJ laugh like that. Not the fake kind, a real laugh, the kind that comes from feeling safe. When they noticed me, the conversation stopped. Neither of them said anything. That told me enough. AJ walked back toward the school. Maya stayed where she was, watching the stars. After a while, she spoke. You don't trust me. It wasn't a question. I didn't answer. She looked away. I wouldn't trust me either. That wasn't the response I expected. For the first time, she sounded tired. Not scared, not defensive, just tired. Then she reached into her pocket and pulled something out. A photograph. Old, worn, faded around the edges. I only saw it for a second before she put it away. But it was enough. There were two people in the picture. A younger Maya, and a woman standing beside her. I couldn't see her face clearly. The photo disappeared before I could ask. Maya stood up. Some people don't deserve a second chance. Then she walked away, leaving me alone with a question I couldn't stop thinking about. Who was the woman in that picture? The next morning, one of our scouts didn't come back. At first, nobody panicked. People got delayed all the time. A broken cart, a walker herd, bad weather. There was always a reason. But as the hours passed, the excuses started running out. By sunset, AJ and I were already preparing to go look for him. Maya wanted to come. I told her no. She didn't argue. That should have been my first warning. The forest felt wrong, not dangerous, watched. Every step felt like someone was tracking us, following us, staying just out of sight. Then we found the scout, alive, shaken, sitting against a tree. His supplies were gone, his rifle was gone, but he wasn't hurt. That was the strange part. When we asked what happened, he could barely speak. He just pointed toward the ground. There was something carved into the dirt, a symbol. 3 lines inside a circle. Simple, clean, deliberate. I'd never seen it before. AJ hadn't either, but when we returned to Ericson and showed Maya, she froze. The second she saw it, the color left her face. I remember asking her what it meant. She looked at me, then at AJ, then back at the symbol, And for the first time since she arrived, she told us the truth. They're closer than I thought. And suddenly, the message on the tree didn't feel like a warning anymore. It felt like a promise. That night, nobody left the walls. Nobody argued. Nobody complained. The symbol changed everything. People were scared. And when people get scared, they start looking for someone to blame. Most of them chose Maya. I can't say I blamed them. She arrived. Then the message appeared. Then the watcher. Then the symbol. The timing was hard to ignore. Later that night, I found Maya sitting alone near the greenhouse. The same place AJ used to hide whenever he needed to think. For a while, neither of us said anything. Then she finally spoke. They don't kill everyone. I remember looking at her, trying to understand what she meant. Maya stared into the darkness. They only take the people they need. A chill ran down my spine. Take them where? She shook her head. I don't know. For the first time, I believed her. Because whatever happened to her, whatever happened to the people she lost, it still haunted her. Then she said something I'll never forget. The people chasing me aren't the ones you should be afraid of. That got my attention. If not them, then who? Maya looked away, toward the forest, toward the darkness beyond the walls. And when she answered, her voice barely sounded like her own. The person they're trying to find. Before I could ask what she meant, a horn echoed through the night. Loud, close, too close. Every light at Ericson came on. People started shouting, running. The guards on the wall were yelling. I was already moving before I heard the words. Walkers! But deep down, I knew this wasn't a coincidence, and neither was the timing. The horn kept blaring. Walkers were pouring out of the woods. Dozens of them, maybe more. Everyone at Ericson rushed to the walls. Bows, spears, anything they could find. For a few minutes, nothing else mattered. Just survival. Just staying alive. It reminded me of the old days. The days when walkers were the biggest problem we had. I almost wish they still were. AJ and I were clearing the eastern side of the wall when I noticed something. The walkers weren't heading toward the gate. They weren't trying to get inside. They were moving past us. Like something had drawn them there. Like they were following a trail. Then I saw it. A flare, burning red in the distance, deep in the forest. Someone had lit it. Someone wanted the walkers moving. Someone wanted us distracted. The second I realized that, I started running. Straight toward the dorms, toward Maya. I don't know why. Maybe instinct, maybe fear, maybe both. When I got there, the room was empty, the window was open, and Maya was gone. AJ arrived seconds later. Neither of us spoke. We didn't need to. There was only one thing left on the bed, a photograph. The same one I'd seen before. This time I could see it clearly. Maya, a younger version of her, and a woman standing beside her. The woman's face was scratched out, destroyed on purpose. But on the back of the photograph, someone had written a name, just one word, Lily. I stared at it. My heart stopped, because there are some people you never forget, no matter how many years pass, no matter how hard you try. And suddenly, the past wasn't buried anymore. It was coming for us.